Françaises, Français, mes chers
My
compatriotes,
fellow citizens, as you know, Friday, 14th of April, the Constitutional Court approved our law on pensions and I logically enacted it. The changes planned by this law will come into force gradually as of this autumn, adopted in accordance with our Constitution. These changes were necessary to guarantee people's pensions and to produce more wealth for our nation, because whereas the number of pensioners is increasing and our life expectancy is increasing, our answer couldn't be to reduce pensions or increase the contributions of those working, and could not be to remain inactive, because it would amount to increasing our deficits and burdening future generations with greater debt. The changes were necessary. We represent an effort, that's true, but accompanied by measures of justice, tangible improvements for those who've had long careers in strenuous jobs or receive low pensions. All of us work gradually as our European neighbours have done. It means producing more wealth for our country as a whole so we can be stronger, invest more for our future. And we need that. And yet, is this reform accepted? Plainly not. And in spite of the months of consultation, a consensus was not found, and I regret that. We must learn all the lessons from that. And I heard in demonstrations an opposition to the pensions reform, but also a will to find meaning in one's work with careers that allow people to progress through their lives. More generally, anger was expressed, anger through work which doesn't allow French people to live well, with rising prices at the pump, at the canteen. In spite of actions in Are rising prices impact our daily lives. This anger is also an anger because some feel that they are doing their bit, but without being rewarded for their efforts, either in support or in effective public service. It's all this anger that many French people expressed by protesting, and the overwhelming majority calmly and complying with our institutions. No one, least of all I, can remain deaf to this call for social justice and renovation for our democratic life, expressed particularly by young people. The response can neither be by remaining immobile or being extremist. Faced with this anger of people having a sense of being downgraded, we must act together beyond the divide, charting a clear course, that of independence and fairness. Independence, first of all, for France and for Europe. We're a people who wants to intend and control his destiny. We don't want to depend on anyone, the forces of speculation, foreign powers, or any other will but ours. And we're right, but independence cannot be dictated. It comes about through ambition, efforts at national, European level, knowledge, attractiveness, industry, defense, and also funded collectively through our work. This French and European independence is priced that will obtain us to obtain more justice, that people should reap the benefits of their efforts. Inequalities level, that the poorest are helped more. Therein lies the great project that I'm presenting to you, with you, to rebuild and to regain the momentum of our nation, not to yield to divisions, and maintain this course for our independence, serving this idea of justice, so French, and open for that three main initiatives. Firstly, that of jobs. Faced with unemployment, we have novel results. It's the fruits of the transformations of the past 3 years and all our efforts collectively. Yes, we have created in 6 years 1,700,000 jobs. After training for our youngsters. I want to initiate the reform of vocational schools so that the greatest number of our youngsters have access to qualifying training or to jobs. We'll redouble our efforts to bring back to the labor market the greatest number of beneficiaries of universal credit by supporting them in their daily lives. Work must pay better. In 6 years, we've decided significant increases in the minimum wage, but faced with the situations that I've just described, the anger that I mentioned, we must act even more vigorously. That's why I proposed to receive the employers' federations and the union representatives as of tomorrow morning for those who are ready, and the door will remain open so as to open without any limits, without any taboo, a set of negotiations on key issues, improve income of employees, improve careers, better share the wealth, improve the working conditions, find solutions to strenuous careers, allowing jobs changes. This new pact of life at work will be built over the coming weeks and months through social dialogue and the very tangible agreements at national agreement, but also at local level, so that the unions and the employers will be able to find that, and it's through reindustrialization that we will recreate our strength and better paid jobs. We've achieved tangible, novel results. In France, in small villages, factories are reopening, 200 over the past 2 years. Where our country had got used to deindustrialization, we're recreating industrial jobs, and we've become the most attractive country in Europe for inward investment. Our new economy, ever greener, respecting our landscapes, isn't a dream, but a reality that allows us to create jobs and to deliver on our climate commitments, thanks to the environmental planning that will be unveiled this summer. We'll move to a more productive and green model in agriculture, construction, the circular economy, energy and technology. This will make us better prepared to address climate change and summer droughts. Second initiative is that of justice and of republican order. The law-based state is our bedrock. There is no freedom without justice, and we will continue to recruit over 10,000 judges and officers to improve our justice system, and we're setting up over 200 gendarmerie brigades in the regions, fight against all forms of crime, including tax fraud, will be at the heart of our effort, with strong announcements as of early May. We'll strengthen the control on illegal immigration while better integrating those who join our country. Renew democratic and republican order means that we must fight against the persistent sense that to vote is to no longer decide. With presidents of the House and of the Senate, I'll propose major suggestions to boost the effectiveness of our institutions, greater citizens' participation, as we've just done with the Citizens' Agreement on the end of life. Third initiative is that of progress. Progress in order to live better. I want each of you to have the certainty that our children will be able to build a better life, and it's our public services that must champion this hope from the early childhood to our elderly. National education must be one of the best in Europe. After the summer break, our school will change. Teachers that will be better paid, better support for our students in French, mathematics, for their homework, more sports at school, and parents who will see a decrease in the number of absent teachers. our health system will be revamped. Over the 6 years, our people have seen a reduction in their out-of-pocket expenses for medical care. We've invested massively in our hospitals, but we need tangible results by the end of this year. 600,000 patients with chronic conditions will have a GP by the end of the year. As of the end of next year, we must have reduced bottlenecks in our emergency departments. For those of you who live in the disadvantaged areas, in the countryside, in overseas territories, will find concrete solutions to improve your daily lives. My fellow citizens, together we were able to face up to the epidemic and many crises over 6 years. Each time I've sought to free up energy, protect the weakest, and maintain the unity of the country with the sole interest of the nation as my guide. It's the same spirit of responsibility that we must be imbued with as we have to address climate change challenges, political upheavals, tech revolutions such as artificial intelligence or algorithms. I recall almost 4 years ago to the day I spoke to you in this setting. Notre Dame of Paris had just burnt down, and I said to you that we would rebuild it in 5 years. The next day, what did I not hear? All commentators said, no, that's impossible. Why that impossible time frame? We will do it. We'll achieve that. A decision was taken, but there was the will every day and the mobilization of all, because there were thousands of men and women throughout the country who work together to rebuild. The same must go for the major projects of the nation. That's why I solicit all forces of action and goodwill, our mayors, our political parties, our unions together. I plan to involve them more by relaunching, as of May, coalitions on the basis of the new Council for Rebuilding close to the ground. Each of you has a role to play. We need fewer laws, less bureaucracy, more freedom, more action, experimentation, more initiative, in touch with our daily lives. Yes, it's that national impetus that I believe in. And these 3 major projects are the roadmap of the government that the Prime Minister will set out as of next week. These 3 initiatives must unite us, must unite the major leaders of the country, and I'll be involved in that. On the 14th of July, we will do a first stocktake. We have before us 100 days of calm, unity, ambition and action serving France. It's our duty, and I have confidence in you, in us, to achieve that. Long live the Republic and France.